This is one of those times where you try to avoid wanting to talk about something because you might be afraid of what you might get back in response, but at the same time, you really would like to discuss it, despite the fact that in this day and age, it's kind of hard to have an honest discussion and a mutual friendly discussion over the internet on any type of topic. And for a while, after the whole initial events went down, the whole Ray Rice scenario and everything like that, I tried my best to avoid wanting to talk about this issue because it's been so beaten to death by the mainstream media and by people all over social media. And so yeah, even though it's clearly one of those issues that you can't really define, it's not black or white, and there's a lot to discuss about it, but at the same time, most people don't want to, or at least in my case, don't want to go down that path. But honestly, there's something I saw Monday night while I was watching Monday Night Raw, because I'm a big wrestling fan. There's something I saw that while I was actually surfing the internet while watching Raw, there's something I saw that honestly, I don't know what to think anymore after I saw this. Well, I was going through various sites and Twitter, Facebook, and everything, and I happened to come across a picture of a guy dressed up in a Ray Rice costume, wearing shoulder pads and the Ray Rice jersey, and he was dragging a blow up doll, which is obviously meant to be Ray Rice's wife. And I saw that picture, and I sat there and I stared at the computer screen, and I was trying to process what would be the reason why anybody would do something like this. And I know it sounds crazy when you look at a lot of crazy things that we've seen in this world. But at the same time, sometimes you can't just help and sit there and think about, like, what is the reasoning behind doing something like this? And I did. I sat there trying to rationalize, what would be the motivation to do something like this? Because throughout the whole Ray Rice case, starting all the way back in the spring when it happened, I think it was the spring when that all first went down. Everybody was up in arms about the importance of domestic violence in society and how most places aren't treating domestic violence seriously, like whether it be workplace environments, whether it be famous places to work at like the NFL, NBA, even other places. And it was being said by a lot of people that this is a serious issue. We need to talk about it. We can't let people get away with it. We need to hammer the point home. And we need to bring judgment down upon these people who commit domestic violence. And when the Ray Rice thing happened, he was immediately lambasted by every single person, whether it be football fans, non-football fans, people who don't like the Ravens, even people who are Ravens fans. Literally almost everybody immediately wanted to have judgment brought down upon him for what happened. Now, I'm not going to get too in-depth into the whole situation. I made a video months ago about it, and I will put that in the description in case anybody wants to check that out. But warning, it is kind of long. Just a forewarning. But So that being said, I remember all these people saying all that stuff. But then now I see this kind of picture, and then when I was at work last week, and I work at a car dealership back in the mechanic shop, a customer's car was brought in for one of the mechanics to work on, and I was looking at the back of it, and I noticed the bumper stickers. And one of the bumper stickers stated, "There is no," and no is on all caps, "no excuse for domestic violence." Now, that sounds pretty normal, and that sounds like a great message, because there really is no excuse for domestic violence. There really isn't. But I noticed something when I was looking at it. I noticed the color scheme they used for that bumper sticker was purple and black. What a freaking coincidence that those are the colors of the Baltimore Ravens. I guess giving off the implication that only Ray Rice and maybe Baltimore and the Ravens are capable of domestic violence. Even though domestic violence has been going on since the beginning of time. But yet now people are all up in arms about how important it is. And also I'd like to point out that all over the back of that person's Jeep was Steelers stickers. And I'm sure some of you may know, and maybe some of you probably don't, is that there's a blood rivalry between the Ravens and the Steelers. So to me, that was more of not wanting to express the importance of domestic violence, but to jab at the Ravens and Ray Rice. And I that was before I saw this Halloween picture, and now I see the same thing in that. And I have to ask the question, is domestic violence now considered a joke? I mean, to the people who find this kind of stuff funny, is domestic violence a joke to you? I have to ask, because what is so funny about it? Because domestic violence is a pretty important issue, and a lot of people were, once again, they were protesting that during the whole Ray Rice case. And now it seems like people are laughing about it, and instead of talking about the issue, it's more of become now a, we're going to use it to make fun of and laugh about Ray Rice. And I know what he did was horrible. I'm not going to defend that whatsoever. There are certain aspects of the case that needs to be defended, which I'm not going to get into. I did in my other video. But at the same time, what does this accomplish? You're not making your message, if any of the people who thought this was funny, or actually partaked in stuff like this, you're not making your message any stronger. Actually, it makes your message weaker. Because sensible people will now look at that and go, wow, you were really stupid for doing that. Or you were really stupid for saying that. And then you can't really say anything else to that. I mean, I hate to put it bluntly, but you can't. So, yeah, I have to ask. I guess domestic violence is now a joke. Because apparently to these people, it is. And quite frankly, it kind of disgusts me. It really does. Because honestly, I've been trying to forget about the Ray Rice case because I've been hearing about it nonstop, especially since I'm from Baltimore, I live in Baltimore, and I'm a Ravens fan. I've been hearing about this case nonstop since it started, and I've just been trying to move on from it. I've been trying to move on from it, and for most of this year, people have been talking about this case, whether it be people on the street, the media, and I've been trying to move on because what's done is done. Judgment was dealt to him, and I'm just trying to move on. And it's kind of hard to do that, especially when you got these people out here posting up these pictures. Quite frankly, to me, it's kind of disgusting. So, yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.